Yeah, hello guys. Okay, Tatulaz ready? Back on it. So I did a video or how I set up my FK Iron 1 with the machine. Now I'm going to do another video. This one will be set it on my Cheyenne Unlimited 4.0. Um, Great tattoo machine I've used for about 3 years. Um, that you see here. I already cleaned this machine prior you guys probably started doing this video, but as always, I like to wipe my machine before setup again with a little cabi wipes. There's a lot of different liquids that you guys can use. You don't have to use wipes. Wipes are just comfortable when cleaning the equipment, not really when cleaning the station. Um, you can also use Byrocide, Maticide, Cavicide. That's basically it. I want to damp it a little bit with my Purita. I want to place it here once again. Um, Product being used here. Cavi wipes not sponsored by them. Just make sure it can take out tuberculosis, bactericidal, virucidal, fungicidal. That's what you're looking for. Alcohol would not just do it. Like I said, I do like to change my gloves after touching those wipes. I don't want to leave any residue in my machine while I'm setting up. Reason being that I don't want any of that residue to go in the skin while I'm tattooing. Just in case my machine does get wet. Machines are not meant to really get wet. I do recommend using something like this. That will basically help your machine stay in place in your station. Alright. With that said, put on my gloves again, and we're gonna start the setup or the Cheyenne 2 machine. This is a good wireless machine, and it functions with a battery here in the bottom part, on the top part, sorry, of the machine. That battery will last you between 6 to 8 hours, depending on the work and the voltage you're doing. I have this last me 10 hours, I believe even 12 at some point. It turns off with the button there, but as you can see, there is no voltage display on this machine. The machine basically changes voltage by you pressing and holding down the button while on, and then going clockwise or counterclockwise, whether you are lefty or righty, and that will be the voltage starting from the minimum volt to the top volt, being the machine laying down that angle. Um, Really good machine for someone who's experienced with it, in my opinion, experienced with skin depth and experience with voltage. For someone who does not has that experience yet, it's not a machine that I would recommend. So I recommend getting something that will basically show you the voltage. That way you understand a little more voltage and the skin, basically. But a really great machine. Cheyenne's, they tend to do really great equipment as well. Okay, so remember the plastic I use is a clip wire cover for normally the old style machines that we had. They used to put this in there. I just cut it to a width just to cover the machine. This I do not put all the way down. I put it halfway there. And normally what I do is I do put some medical tape. As you see, I have set up to my right. Two little paper towels where I keep products that I use, constantly grab on and off. That way they don't touch any of the surface. And I do keep those in a place normally that doesn't have traffic and it's protected. So I do that with the tape. It does leave some residue. Unfortunately, that's only avoidable, like I said, by the brand that you buy. If you decide to buy a 3M brand, most of the time I've had experience of those not leaving residue. Then I grab Sensi Wrap. It's the same thing I did in the other machine, but this time I do it on top of the tape and on top of the machine. The thing about Sensi Wrap is if it gets wet, it doesn't go through. So it leaves the machine being free of cross contamination, basically. Okay, make sure I put it nice and tight since your apple is a little sticky on. So this is the first thing I do. Okay. If I take off the grip for a sample, this is the little grip that Cheyenne offers. You can also buy these too as well. Disposable. So it's a little investment if you don't want to be using this. This is autoclavable, so you can also put in your autoclave if you have any concerns how clean it is. But I do this, so I try to cover as much as I can on the machine. Once again, to avoid cross contaminations. Do check your O-rings often? Sometimes they move in these ones once they get too old. You can always buy them on their websites and or tattoo supplier websites. So I do the same thing with the grip on this that I do in all my machines. This is basically my third or fourth machine, but I started doing this after I was getting annoyed by the amount of residue that the medical tape will leave sometimes. Um, so I always create these. Okay. Now I'm gonna do, like I said, I don't buy those grips. I make it myself. It's really simple to make. It doesn't really take me a long time, so I don't really mind. Sometimes I come along or go sell something like that, or I'm available to get them, in person, and I sometimes buy grips. But I make my own grip, like I say. I'm already used to doing this. It's part of my process, so it's just something I enjoy doing already. Same thing, fold it 3 times, make it into something like this. I do hold it like this just so it doesn't get messed up when I'm turning it around. Little tricks that you start finding out just to make your life easier. Then I put a tape here, same thing, about a 4-inch tape, half and half. Then once again, I like to put the side that is flip on, and I'm gonna put tape on top of the Sensi wrap and spin with a little bit of force, a little bit of pressure. You don't want to do too much, because if you do too much, then the paper towel rips. Um, this is Bounty, but even though it's not strong, if you pull it too much in the way we turn around. So then I go, first grip is done. Um, I heard many things about those grips. Some people don't like to use those. They say that they hurt their hands. I like to use them, to be honest with you, because it doesn't hurt my fingers when I'm holding on. Sometimes you have to hold on tight to the grip, and or you forget, and you get tired after a long session. So you hold on the grip this way, and these fingers get tired. Also, in my years of tattooing, I've heard a lot about avoiding arthritis, or at least early arthritis, or hand cramps. Normally, when you use these, instead of just being like this with your hand closed all the time, keeping your hand open a little bit also helps you remember that you cannot grab on this, because the more you grab, the more heavy-handed you're going to put yourself. The truth is, this is like a painting brush, so you're supposed to be smooth on to grab. Let the machine dance on top of the human canvas instead of holding on tight, where you will not have precision, and it's just gonna hurt the client because you're going in heavy. So once again, I make it really nice and tight. Tape on one side, tape the rest. So this is how the grip will look for the first time. Okay. Once again, to me it's easy. I can put my finger under, and I can shade, I can line, I can stipple. There's a bunch of things I can do. I can work in different angles, and it's just I have a hold of it in a certain way. It also creates a balance for the tattoo machine. It's like a pendulum balance. So whenever you're shading, the weight it's mostly in the bottom. So I like this for that matter. So I've been doing this since I've learned how to set up a tattoo machine, or a wireless tattoo machine, or one of the new tattoo machines that was not a coil. So I'll say somewhere around 2017 I learned this, and I've made it myself. I added a few tricks. I added a paper towel. So yeah. Now if you notice, I don't want to cover the whole hole. I'm gonna go there. I don't want the needle to limit the access of going in, or not being too tight, or not being in the right things. I have to break the needle or something. So I don't know. I broke needles like that before, just trying to push them in. So also, taking care of the machine. I already scratched this grip before because of a lot of swell forcing things in it. I know some people put plastic in it, and also you can put some of these sandwich plastic on top of it, create it, put it like that. But at the same time, I feel that little piece of plastic is gonna go inside. So I just like doing this. Once again, most grips are autoclavable, and then this is how I set up a tattoo machine, Cheyenne Unlimited 4.0. See you later, guys.